and now we're colliding at double the energy at 13 tera-electron volts, and this is the highest energy that we've ever been at.
It's absolutely extraordinary. Just tell us in more detail what you hope to discover through this.
So the interesting thing about this this run at the LHC is that before we were looking for the Higgs boson, we kind of knew what we wanted to discover, whether it would be there or not. But now we're not sure what else is out there. We know what we want to look for, but it's a completely uncharted territory. So as you mentioned, one of the things we'd like to look for is dark matter. And we know that this exists, and there's 4 times more dark matter in our universe than matter. And matter is galaxies and planets and everything that we can see in space. And there's 4 times more stuff than that, and we don't know what it is. And so there must be something with gravity within the galaxies holding it together that we couldn't measure. So we do know that it exists, but we can't measure it because it's not like standard matter.
Deep underground in Switzerland, scientists flipped the switch on the world's largest machine this week, bringing the Large Hadron Collider back to life. They're hoping to unveil the secrets of the universe. So, Bob, the Large Hadron Collider is up and running again after 2 years of upgrading. What's new this time around?
Well, what's new, Wendy, is that it's running at twice the power that it was before, making it the most powerful accelerator on the planet. We've never had a machine like this. So the best way to do that today, the only way we know how to do that, is to smash things together at tremendous energy and see what comes out.
Centuries of history gone in seconds. Cultural sites badly damaged. The South Asia earthquake took much from Nepal.
After the second quake, he says his faith is shaken.
Every Monday is the day of the Lord Shiva. No, getting up in the morning time at 5 and 6 o'clock after taking bath, even in the winter time also. Every Monday, whole year, I used to take bath and changing all the days. I used to worship God Shiva.
At least 180 bodies have been retrieved from the collapsed Darahara Tower in Kathmandu.
Among the many landmarks destroyed is the 9-story Darahara Tower. Built in 1832, the tower was where a lot of Nepalese spent Saturday afternoons.
This tremor built up slowly. Alarms went off in the building and on mobile phones, all part of Japan's sophisticated earthquake warning system. The momentum just built until the building was moving from side to side as if it were floating on water. The swaying continued for what felt like 20 to 30 seconds.
An 8.5 magnitude earthquake has struck a chain of Japanese islands off Tokyo. The quake has struck at a depth of 590 kilometers.
It happened about 8:30 p.m. local time, setting off car alarms and shaking buildings as far away as Tokyo.
This is the third big earthquake in recent weeks, so the activity seems to be picking up quite a bit.
It's Coin 6 News at 4, everyone. I'm Dan Tilken.
And I'm Jennifer Hoff. And those earthquakes, they started around midnight, some 300 miles off the coast of the Blanco Fracture Zone and the Juan de Fuca Ridge.
Out of the 5 separate quakes, 3 of them were magnitude 5 plus.
It's happened again. 2 more earthquakes struck off the Oregon coast. That makes 9 in just the past 3 days. But we learned tonight we'll likely see a lot more of these quakes before it's over. What's going on here, Kristen?
Well, the latest quakes today measured 3.1 and 4.0, so not quite as strong as what we saw earlier in the week, but they've been centered in the same place, and that's about 300 miles off the coast of Coos Bay. Now, though they likely won't cause any damage, you may still be able to feel the quakes if you're going to be heading down to the Coos Bay area this weekend.
We begin this hour with breaking news out of Malaysia. A strong earthquake has hit the country's highest peak, causing huge rock slides. The 6.0 magnitude tremor hit Mount Kinabalu Friday morning. Video posted online shows snow and rocks falling from the summit, and people can be heard yelling.
And it has made it very treacherous to go down this mountain. And as a result, 137 people stranded here, and the weather has been severe. Thunderstorms, lots of rain.
Tourists in the Galapagos Islands have been given a spectacular view of lava flowing into the ocean as the Wolf volcano continues erupting.
This has been going since May the 25th, but it's the first time that this Wolf volcano has erupted in 33 years. These are the pictures that just show you quite how ferocious and potent.
The roughly 1.1 mile high Wolf volcano is located on Isabella Island, home to a rich variety of flora and fauna that helped inspire Charles Darwin's theory of evolution.
The volcano has erupted in southern Japan. The explosion on Kuchino-Erabujima Island occurred on Friday morning.
Pretty spectacular that we've got these images. Let me show you that video again. Pretty spectacular just to see that plume of ash rise about 9,000 meters, 30,000 feet into the air, which is why some flights have been diverted.
Thousands of residents are evacuated in western Indonesia as the government upgrades its alert for the Sinabung volcano to its highest level. The volcanic activity is so high that it's causing tremors.
First to India, where hundreds of people have died in the last few days because of a heat wave.
People in India are used to hot summers, but not like this.
It is too hot. It's even tough to accept that there is so much heat.
It's so hot, roads are melting in New Delhi.
Nationwide, the avian flu has led to the deaths of more than 32 million birds. Here in Wisconsin, more than 1.7 million have been lost.
Developing story out of Ledyard tonight. A whole lot of people wondering why hundreds of dead fish have been seen floating in the local river. It's all happening in the Thames River. News 8's Tina Detel spoke to residents to find out what exactly is going on.
Members of that crew team saw the fish kill during their last practice.
They've never seen this before.
Some still trying to hang on to life is disturbing to many who have come across the fish kills in several Connecticut rivers.
New tonight, a wave of small sea creatures that washed on shore, and everybody is talking about them at local beaches today. Well, check this out. You can see how far the tide came up right here. Wow, it's a line of hundreds of tuna crabs.
They're not just washing up here in Ocean Beach. They're all over the coastline south in Tijuana and up north in La Jolla. It's quite the bird buffet, but I wouldn't join in since scientists don't know why they washed up.
Another whale has washed ashore on a Bay Area beach. This one discovered at Half Moon Bay. But it is the sixth whale to wash ashore in recent months.
Look at all that dead fish. Tens of thousands of them have washed up on Long Island, and these dead fish are floating in rivers, creeks, and bays.
A massive fish die-off on the East End. Tens of thousands of fish washed up on shore, and now officials are trying to figure out the cause and clean up the mess.
The bunker fish, also known as menhaden, appeared wall to wall along the shoreline. The fish struggled for air, emerging in the Peconic estuary.
It's alarming and it smells, but you know, there's tens of thousands of fish that you're seeing, so yeah, it's troubling.
How did 20 large dead sea whales wash up onto shores near the Golfo de Penas on Chile's southern coast? The 10-metre-long whales were found more than 1,000 miles south of the capital, Santiago. Investigations continue into what caused these whales, considered an endangered species, to die.
Almost half of the world's population of saiga antelope died this month, and no one is sure why. On May 28th, the United Nations Environment Program confirmed that more than 120,000 of the critically endangered antelopes died throughout central Kazakhstan since mid-May. While experts don't know what caused the death,
a lot of people are talking about today that terrifying bounce house incident on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Right now, 3 kids are still recovering after the bounce house was thrown into the air after a water spout came ashore.
Fort Lauderdale Beach was packed for the holiday. Cell phones rolled as a waterspout spun ashore, but no one could have imagined what happened next.
It was very crazy. I never saw anything like that in my life. I never saw a tornado just hit as well. It just blew my mind.
I never seen nothing like it in my life and ever before.
But like I said, this is an act of Mother Nature, something that could not be prevented.
Some amazing footage now that shows the awesome power of Mother Nature. That's St. Gerard Mount Carmel Church in Grand Isle, Maine. This isn't the first time the church has been hit. It was also damaged in 2007 by a lightning strike.
Those devastating floods in Texas, a deluge of historic proportions that has already killed at least 14 people across the state. And it hard-hit Houston, the devastation is measured in miles. Entire neighborhoods underwater.
Across Texas, the deluge seemingly biblical in scope.
As we come on the air tonight, those states of emergency in Texas and Oklahoma, and just look at this behind me tonight. This is Houston, just one of the flooded highways there. Cars just left stranded, the headlights on. And tonight, at least 15 dead, and now new storms hitting this evening all the way up to Michigan. We have stunning images coming in at this hour. Houston underwater, the nation's 4th largest city, crippled. In El Blanco, Texas, this SUV flipped, the driver incredibly escaping and is okay tonight. More than 60 reported tornadoes since Saturday, this one in Sherman, Texas.
The governor of this state says this is the worst flooding Texas has ever seen.
The relentless assault of severe weather pummeling Texas intensified Monday. Overnight in Houston, powerful thunderstorms led the National Weather Service to declare a flash flood emergency and forced officials to shut down schools Tuesday.
Fans and players at the Houston Rockets game overnight stranded for hours.
I can't go nowhere, so.
This is the highest flood that we've ever had in recorded history in the state of Texas. I had the opportunity to observe firsthand what the devastation looks like. And you cannot candy coat it. It's absolutely massive.
There was severe weather in Nevada Friday. A twister tore through the town of Hawthorne, about 140 miles southeast of Reno. Some homes and businesses were damaged. Electricity was knocked out for a time.
Now, as you indicated, this wild weather has caused a lot of headaches in a lot of different areas around here in several counties.
Watch as this U.S. Senate office building camera captures lightning striking near the U.S. Capitol.
with all that torrential rain, lightning. That is New York's One World Trade Center getting struck.
126 people in South Korea have now been infected with Middle East respiratory syndrome. The MERS outbreak, the biggest outside of Saudi Arabia, has now killed 10 people.
That's where a UN official today told us that they believe the government was caught completely off guard by this virus.
Closing close to 2,800 schools. Nearly 4,000 people have been quarantined. Some offices are even installing thermal imaging cameras to detect symptoms.
It's a wake-up call to everyone, because if it can go to South Korea, it can be transmitted to other countries.
This one has a lot of people talking tonight, including those who walked out of the Fitworks in Beaver Creek after the tornado hit and saw this.
Yeah, that picture is the talker tonight. Natalie Tendall has the story behind that eerie image.
It stuck out quite a bit, the fact that the cross was up there and everything else was torn to shreds.
But the feeling many were left with as they looked back on the building was one of amazement, that maybe the two beams standing alone were a sign of something bigger at play.
As we were running back there, the roof literally came up and back down. Fixtures came down, I mean, dust, drywall, busted holes in the top of the building, water started pouring out.
The coolest part of the entire part is that this cross stands, and being a Christian man myself, it was just, you know, I can't put it into any better words than, you know, I mean, it was miraculous. It's pretty cool.
They were very loud and shook my house.
Loud explosions rocked neighborhoods on the northeast side of Flint this afternoon, leaving many asking what's going on. They came just hours after the city announced the U.S. Army would be training throughout southeast Michigan, including in the Flint area.